Chad, are we live? Is everything working? Yeah, so usually I do an intro, guys, but, everything's going to shit right now. Twitter's down, the economy sucks, so I was not expecting this. Yeah, we're live. What is up, people of the internet? That is me, a real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right, we are live on this beautiful March 10th, 2025. I hope everyone's having a great day. We're joined by Mr. MAGA Mao in Real Texas Politics.
MAGA
Hello.
Mao popping in to tell you guys that Trump is going to China in April.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, okay, this would be kind of weird because usually we have Twitter pulled up, but, it's down. I don't know what Musk is cooking, but we currently have no Twitter, so,
He's trying to get people to not see the liberal propaganda about the economy being down or something.
That's
I don't
real.
know.
That is real. Wonder why Twitter's down. Maintenance, I'm guessing, but they fucked it up. That's what I'm thinking happened. Now, before we continue, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content, but if you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, best way is sending super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats, best way to get your questions answered. And, yeah, none right now, but again, send super chats, great way to support the content. And, so there's a lot to talk about today, but this would be kind of weird without Twitter. Because usually we have it pulled up and then we got the information, but, we got a free, I guess spitball it from here. So I do want to talk with the stock market. What's down to now? Like 2.5% today? I think it's like 2.5%. And I want to talk with the current state of the economy because, yikes. I think we're going for a recession. Listen, I'm not that surprised, but I think we're having a recession soon. Does anyone really disagree with me at this point? Because I don't know.
I mean, if that's the case, I mean, Trump's approval ratings are probably going to completely, I don't know about collapse, but...
Yeah, so this is the concern that I do got. I gotta find something. We don't got Twitter, so I can't just pull up the tweet that the stock market, so I can't really look at it. But yeah, so, it's not good because, you know, this is gonna tank Trump's approval. Actually, I can just pull up America First Insight. We had the approval there. Give me a second. If it'll load.
Trump's approval's cooked if something happens.
Well, hold up. Why is this taking forever to load? And America First Insight's down. Great! Great! Well, that's two main websites that we use. They're just down the toilet. Wow. This is kind of awkward. But yeah, so...
It might be powered by X.
It's powered by X. I don't think Mark has it powered by X, but... Yeah, so everything's gone to shit right now. America First Insight. I can't even get to America First Insight. What the hell? Let's see here. NASDAQ down 3.5. Yep, he's at 45. And oh, hold up. Looks like Twitter's back up. Hold up. Is Twitter back? Okay, it is. Thank you, Elon. It is officially back, everybody. I gotta pull this up. Jacob Hawley for 5.
Finally.
Oh, wow. Trump recession. All his fault. Vote for Crockett 28. Feeling a new burn. MAGA's cooked. Neoliberalism is back, baby. Obama 4th term. That is real. So, let's pull this up. Yeah, so this is the current state of the stock market, at least an hour ago. This should tell everyone what's going on. Let me pull this up. Yeah, what a great sign. Hello, John. You joined.
Hello.
Yeah, so right now, the stock market, oof. That's a lot of red. That is a lot of red. 4% for Apple, 4.5% for Nvidia, 3% for Amazon, 4.5% for Google. Holy shit. So, listen, I'm not that surprised that the economy's gone to shit. But again, at least the stock market. You know, the economy's been bad for what? 5 years now? 4? So, it was inevitable, I think, that this was going to happen. But how much does this really tank Trump's approval? If we do see a recession, what do you guys think would be the immediate, like, impact of the approval? Would it just sink, like, 20% or whatever? Like it did with Bush?
Maybe not 20, but it will probably be the end of his honeymoon period.
Well, the honeymoon period, I don't know. It's like, it's sort of gauged because right now we're getting a lot of shitty pollsters, like from Texas. We got that poll's garbage, but it's like, what? I don't know. It's one of those weird things where it's like the economy has been so bad for years that, well, would anyone really change their opinion on Trump because of a crash? Like, honestly, like, I know it sounds like a cope, but let's be honest here. Like, how, do people really blame Trump for this?
In terms of like the average person, I
They
really
will.
think it's about timing. The earlier that the crash happens, the less people will blame Trump for it. But so if we have a crash right now, I'm actually more optimistic politically
Yeah.
about that than I am about a crash happening in 2 or 3 years. And I really think I know it's just people are fickle creatures, and I think that's just the bottom line of it is that sometimes they have very short term thinking, and that ends up being it. It's like, well, we gave you 2 3 years to fix the economy, and then the market crashed. So obviously you're doing something wrong. And I'm not saying everybody will change their minds about Trump, but some independent voters might swing back just thinking, well, maybe the Democrats, maybe we try Keynesianism again, whatever.
Yeah,
Maybe
so,
or maybe don't blame like Doge or the firings or
well,
something.
here's the thing, though. Like, I agree with John there. It's like, if it happens, like, in the next couple weeks, which I think it will, I don't think people are going to really blame Trump as much as you would think. It's just for the simple fact that, A, the economy's been bad since, like, what, mid-2021?
I
Probably.
mean, regardless, I still think his approvals might go
Oh, it
down a
goes
little
down, but
bit.
I don't think it's going to be like this thing where it's like he's down to, like, -30 or whatever. Or something crazy like that. I think it could go down a little bit. But then it really comes down to if the economy recovers and what type of recession this is, because I don't think it's gonna be like this 2008 style recession where like everything goes to shit. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But still, a recession is gonna hurt Trump a little bit at the bare minimum. So, all right, American Nerd for 2. Recession, it's over. We're screwed. It's 2008 again. No, it's not. Chance of Razik for 5. Recession happened in 1982, mainly due to inflation. Some libs said Reagan was done at the time, and we all know how that turned out. Well, yeah, because the economic boom happened in 84, right?
Right.
Yeah, 84.
March of 80,
Yeah,
March of
you could
84.
see something similar
I
happening.
think it's what's going to
It,
happen.
it, so I don't think it would be on this proportions of Reagan or Javier Milei, but they both have a similar story. You have giant market dips, and then because they were enacting good economic policy for the most part, Reagan went up to 8% GDP growth in his last year of his first term. And then Milei, who suffered an entire year of bad market, and people, I heard countless people, both from the media and from the dissident right, say Milei was done. Milei was never having a career ever again. And now the latest projection is that he's going to have 7% GDP growth in Argentina.
Yeah, and
And so
inflation's gone down to zero.
that
His
is something that
biggest scandal is scamming people with a fake crypto.
Yeah, but
That's
that
his
really did. That was nothing, Burger. No one
at
cared.
the end of the day, you can see the model here. When you enact good fiscal policy and you've been addicted to bad fiscal policy, there's some bleeding and there's some correction. And you've heard that rhetoric from both Trump and Scott Bessent, and even a little bit from Howard Lutnick. But regardless, what the point that of it all is that is what Trump and Bessent are trying to do. They're trying to kind of do a rough landing of this economy and then make it kick back up and soar. And we're gonna see how effective that is. I wouldn't take a hard correction at this time as a failure of that model. It's really gonna have to be something we look at in retrospect at the end of the term.
Yeah, I mean, it was bound to happen. I think we're going to see like a correction. It was a matter of like, oh crap, is this like a real correction or is this like the economy falls apart type of thing? And
Yeah.
what I think's going to happen is this going to be more of a because the economy's been bad since again 2021, 22. Like this is just
Yeah.
becoming official now. It's like, oh yeah, the economy really stunk. It's like, oh yeah, Biden was actually awful. So, and Twitter's back down. Thank you.
I guess I think it's working for me.
It's sometimes
Actually, maybe
working.
not.
All right, let's
I guess
see.
someone may also blame like the tariffs.
Well, yeah, that's another thing they're gonna blame the tariffs for it. Probably, I'm not denying that. But it's like that doesn't make any sense either because the tariffs just got in effect like a couple weeks ago. That doesn't change the economy that much. I know there's like people that say, "Oh, the confidence of the investors are down," but still.
Well, what people like Ben Shapiro are going to do is that they're going to point at the other country economies. They're going to go, look, Canada went into a recession. Look, Mexico went into a recession. Look, blah 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 blah. It's only obvious we would also go into recession because of these terrible tariff policies. I listened to him just a little bit to hear his seething about the tariffs, and it was basically, who cares if other countries are hurting more than us? We are hurting. You're hurting Americans with tariffs. No, you have hurt the entire country with abominable free trade policies. But
Oh,
I'm gonna go like again. What's the deindustrialization done for this country? What has mass importing of cheap labor done to this country?
nothing
What has
good.
any yeah, I'm not going to get too heavy into the ramble, but you get my point. My point is, long term, Trump's policies really help the country. Long term, having industry stabilizes inflation. Long term, having industry actually lowers CPI. It raises it right now, but it lowers it long term. Like all of these things that these like economists care about, they don't care. They just want what they want, either A, because they're ideologues, or two, because they're secretly globalists and they want this country to fail.
All
And
right.
that's my take on it.
Jacob Hawley for 20. How bad do you think it gets if GOP loses midterms? Do Dems legislate anything, or do they just try to impeach and remove all Republicans from committees? They might try to prop up rhino members of GOP in committee positions. Yeah, they're gonna try all that, but again, I don't think like it's so early in the term you can't really say the blue wave yet. So K-Cup for 5. Not gonna lie, I saw this coming a bit. Biden left this country, the world a mess, and now Trump has to literally try to rebuild everything from scratch. Yeah, I mean the entire economy was, what was it, like half the GDP was built off of like government spending or something crazy. It was like some ridiculous amount. It's like, oh yeah, it's being propped up by us spending money.
Yeah, 25% of the entire country's GDP flows through Washington,
Jesus.
which is never a healthy relationship, and it's part of the reason why 40 to 50% of all the like consumer product buying is the top 10% of this country. And just as our economists have been saying, that is an incredibly terrible balance for a country to have. The lower 50% needs to have a larger share of consumption than that. And so that's what they're trying to fix. They're trying to fix that by privatizing the economy. They're trying to fix that by bringing back industry and vastly improving that. And we've seen the results. Like, remember, like, this is like the first time in 15 months that we've had more native workers gain jobs than foreign-born workers, and that's the first time in 15 months. And that's really at the heart. If you need a message for the midterms for Republicans or anything, I'm just going to say over and over again, the last administration hated you. They literally threw gold bars off the Titanic because they hate you. And they mistreated you. They mistreated taxpayer funding. They used it to fund their own campaigns, and they also neglected you in disaster in North Carolina. At the end of the day, this administration does not hate you, and they don't deserve to be punished for the obvious happen.
Yeah. And I like what you brought up, like the whole jobs thing. It's like, wait a minute, this is the first time in 15 months that we actually gained jobs for Americans. It's not like just some cheap labor from like Mexico or whatever. It's like, oh, these are actual Americans getting jobs.
Yeah, and that's not like, oh, white Americans. It's white, black, Hispanic, whatever the crap. American citizens, like people born here, got more jobs, and that hasn't been the case. So far, we've actually lost jobs. In any jobs report that said we gained jobs, they went directly to green cards, to illegals, to people who both are and aren't supposed to be here, that do not live here permanently or are not American citizens. That is where all the jobs were going. That's why your life sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, there's other reasons your life sucks,
Wow,
but that was the big.
there's a lot of reasons. American Nerd for 3. What can Trump do to fix this before 2026 or 2028? Enact policies. That's what he has to do. Just enact good economic policy.
Al Carbo, that was directed at you. We haven't forgotten last stream, Al Carbo, if you're watching this.
Oh gosh. Satan Slayer for 5. For us to be declared an official recession, that would mean it would begin under Biden. If it happens, let's go right now. Well, that's the thing where it's like, if you want to, again, I think a recession needs to happen for us to get inflation under control. That's just my take. Now, I'm not saying we want like a 5-year long recession, but it's like, we need a quick dip in the economy. Get our shit together. But it's like, if it happens now, you can't really blame Trump for it. So, M for
I'm
2.
gonna blame Brad Schimmel for
That's
it.
real. M for 2, recession was going to happen. Yeah, it was going to happen anyways. I mean, you cannot have an economy that relies basically on government spending and illegal immigrants. That's the entire economy. Has there been a functioning society that ever survived that? Where they just rely on government spending and, like, mass importing people from, like, India or whatever?
I hate to ask this, but speaking of which, how would this affect the Supreme Court race?
It won't.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
Okay.
Just my take, I don't think it really changes much.
What's the economic policy of the Supreme Court members?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like, no one's going to care about that. It's like, I think Schimmel's going to
The
win.
only economic policy that's being talked about is Act 10, which is union related.
Well,
so,
and
like,
everyone hates that. Everyone supports Act 10, so.
well, according to Marquette, everyone hates it.
Marquette's
so,
full of shit. They're full of so much shit. All right, McNabb for 2. Why is the economy so bad? Because of Biden. And, well, actually, it's like Biden, Obama, Bush. They put us in this mess. You know, but mostly it's because, well, we spend 25% of our economy on government spending. So.
Okay, so here's the deal. We had a global pandemic, right? And then after the global pandemic, you're supposed to reduce your spending back to what it was pre-pandemic. But we decided that we just really, really loved having an additional $2 trillion in the budget. And so we just didn't ever do that. So we've been running a budget based off of pandemic level spending. And we've been spending and spending and spending. And it's not for anything that's actually good. That was the whole bullshit of the Build Back Better plan, is that it was all supposed to be building infrastructure and helping the economy, but they weren't even really doing that. They were giving out loans to all of their friends. They were giving out favors to the green companies. They were doing all this stuff that didn't actually help the economy. And on top of it, they found ways just to waste your money. The second they found out they probably weren't going to be in power again, they found every conceivable way to spend your money so that they could ruin the economy because they hate you.
Yeah. The best example might be what happened with Stacey Abrams, which, again, she should have kept her mouth shut about that. I mean, she basically said, yeah, I got $2 billion. And no, she didn't even say she pocketed it. She said, oh, yeah, we bought appliances with it.
But they bought appliances for, like, a town of, like, what was it, 600 people?
150,
so, like,
actually.
So 150 people, and people did the math, and you can only get, like, you spend, like, a few $1 million, maybe, a few dozen $1 million buying all of these green appliances for these people. So where's the other $1.9 billion? Where is it?
What? I didn't say anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Well, I mean, that's the whole thing. I don't even know how much this is going to affect the midterms if we have scandal after scandal after scandal of the Democrat Party. If, like, the people that we like have on TV, if we force everybody to hear about what the Democrats have been up to, and just like how they have been wasting your money, who on earth is going to elect them back into power?
Well, I mean, and on top of that, it's like, you notice how they have not released their fundraising numbers yet? And usually they make a big deal about that. Like, after the State of the Union, it's like, oh, they raised $50 million. I wonder why they didn't release their numbers yet when they make a big deal about it daily. Remember, like, in 2020 and 2024, every day it's Act Blue raised $20 million today after the Trump State of the Union. That happened. But now it's like they don't mention it.
Yeah, now 7 of their senior officials have left. Everybody's jumping off the boat. The main money, like the smurfing scheme for Democrats, has been blown up. So what are they going to do?
They brought Bernie back out to hopefully get the white working class, but instead, at the beginning of his rally, they're playing transgender musicians talking about
I actually have a video planned later today about Bernie. I have a video planned later today because that rally in Kenosha was pathetic. How the hell do you go to Kenosha and get, like, one black guy to show up?
No, how do you take Bernie Sanders, the guy who had, like, the youngest, like, support base in 2016 and 2020, and make it so everyone who showed up to his rally was over the age of 50?
Yeah.
Like, did you see the crowd?
Yeah, it's all a bunch of old-ass white resist liberals in Kenosha. For those that don't know, Kenosha's like, what, 20% black?
Yeah, it looked like an Elizabeth Warren 2020 rally, not Bernie.
I mean, all the voters jumped ship. They all jumped ship. It's like
I said most younger people are either most younger people who supported Bernie at this point in time are either disillusioned with politics Or they followed Tulsi and RFK out the door. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'll say.
I mean, it's like that one meme of like, I forgot who posted it. It's like Bernie Sanders 2020, then 2028. It's like the sign ripping off. That's what's happening. Are they gonna run Bernie again? I mean,
Yeah, maybe.
is he
I
actually?
mean, honestly, that whole rally is just a bust. I mean, from like the demographics of it to the opening act singing about God,
Yeah.
and
I mean, these people are just like, do they think that's popular?
I know he held 2 in Wisconsin, and the other one was held just outside of Eau Claire, but Bernie was acting like he was holding it in like the middle of farm country. He was like, "We're in the middle of farm country, and we got a bunch." And it's like
Oh,
you're literally like 2 minutes from Eau Claire.
yeah. I mean,
Like, I
like,
I mean,
wouldn't, I wouldn't.
weren't these rallies basically for Crawford?
I don't think she showed
No,
up.
Crawford wasn't there. She didn't.
So what's the point? What's the freaking point of those rallies?
Probably a good thing she didn't show up, because I wouldn't want. She probably wouldn't want to explain why she was at a rally with that musician.
Well, I mean, like, you can't make this up. It's like this is the Democrat Party when Bernie Sanders of old people can't get a rally. I mean, that crowd size is pathetic. They barely filled a high school gym. And that's Bernie Sanders when 10 years ago he was able to fill like stadiums with 50,000
Yeah.
people.
That's 5 years ago he was able
Yeah.
to do that.
Now it's like he can barely fill a high school gym in what should be a fairly Democrat area. Good freaking job. But all right. Bunch of super chats to read through. Chances raising for 5. Some people who said Trump's economy was good because of Obama are now refusing to blame Biden for a bad economy that Trump inherited. Ben Shapiro so cringe. Yeah, these same people said, oh, this is this is Obama's economy. It wasn't. That economy stunk. SOVN for 27. If I recall, about $3.5 trillion has been wiped out. Yeah, $3.5 trillion in the stock market. Yikes.
Yeah. Right now, this is Trump's economy, and then when it comes back to normal, it's going to be Biden's
That's
economy.
what's going to happen. Is be Biden's economy. It was so strong that it magically came back 3 years later. Stated Slayer for 5. If you guys go back and watch older streams, Trump mentioned that we could see a recession early spring before the election. They anticipated this. Yeah, and that's what John was talking about. It's like, I think Besant and Lutnick, they said that, right? Even Trump yesterday, he's like, hey, we gotta think the long term.
No, that was the entire thing, because Trump had been talking to Scott Bessent way before like any of this had happened, and it was like back in 22, 23 when they were talking about his run, and they're like, hey, Scott, like, this economy is going to go into the crap hole. How do I fix it without crashing the economy? And that was Bessent's solution over 18 months. Like, he said he thought about it for 18 months, and at the end of it, he came to Trump and he said the solution is to basically detox the government from public spending.
Yeah.
And that was his solution. And we're not saying it's like this brilliant solution that's going to fix everything, but that is the solution they went with. And yeah, if there's a correction or if there's a crash, that is just the like what's going to happen. We knew it was going to be rough. They knew it was going to be rough. And honestly, they're really hoping on they're binging on their policies really quickly, kind of pulling the economy back out of the trough and doing well.
My take is, and again, I even said this back in 2024. My take is the economy should be back and running in a couple months if his policies really work. All right, that's my take. Maybe a bit longer, but I don't think it's been this thing where it's like 5 years later and it's not recovered. No, I think it's been one of those things where it's like a temporary crash because we had so much crap in this economy that it needed to go. The current system we had for how many years now needed to go. So,
well, if the budget adjustments happen and we go down to a sensible budget, like in September, because the premise of the CR is like by September we'll figure out a way to like reform the budget. If we get a good budget in 26 and then maybe we like balance the budget before Trump is out of office, you'll see good effects from that, but you're not going to see the effects until after, like, because it just takes a year or two. There's a lag between good economic policy being implemented and you actually seeing the results. The only exception here, which is just an effect of Trump being in office, the only exception is that mass investment, is that we just have a bunch of companies promising to build in America, and we'll see how much that helps. But
It's gonna
it
take a
should
couple
help
years.
a good bit.
It'll take a
It,
couple
it
years.
it'll all have a lag to it.
All right, Stephen Howard for 5. I really can't believe native-born employment dropped under Biden and it wasn't a bigger story. He was so awful. Thank goodness Trump is back. Well, the media covered it up because that's where the jobs report really was at. They don't mention who is getting those jobs. That's why all the jobs report's so good. First of all, they were faking the numbers. That's confirmed now. It's like, yeah, we actually had 5 million less jobs than we actually reported. But point is, it's like, these jobs are not going to citizens. They're going to illegal immigrants that cross the southern border. That's what happened. So, Jacob Hawley for 20. I want FDR news deal legislation, but from the MAGA side. We need a new patriotic version of CCC and increase in wages. Trade workers and farmers are hurting badly in Fredonia. We need Congress to get rid of Freedom Caucus. Freedom Caucus can do their thing. American Nerd for 5. Rap, I know I shouldn't worry, but when I hear the word recession, I can't help but feel the need of panic. I've gotten 2 jobs, damn it, and they are barely enough. Yeah, just hold out. Just don't worry. The economy should recover.
Be smart, save money, spend cheap, keep savings, and then hopefully you'll be able to pull through.
M for 5. Trump, in my opinion, is fine with the crash now. He's been sin along it. He's been about the long-term future. That's what he said, by the way, yesterday during an interview on Fox. He's like, yeah, we got to think long-term. China thinks 100 years in advance, which they do. And America, we think in quarters. So I like the way he phrased it. All right. Let's see. Inari for 2. Upside the economic crash, buy the dip, silver lining. That's real. K-Cup for 2. Bernie's podium said stop the oligarchy. Lamel. Yeah, it's like, wait, which party had the oligarchy for 4 years? Which party had an incompetent president in office? I wonder. Chance Drazik for 5. There are a few Dem politicians dislike more than Bernie. Laughable that he rails against Trumpism, and states are competitive because of Trumpism. Well, Bernie lost it. I don't get what he was doing. What happened to that guy?
Hey, now he's just a grumpy old commie.
Yeah.
He's just old.
He's just old. Well, no, it's just like,
old.
he went from like someone that actually agreed on a bunch of stuff like trade to immigration. People forget about what he said about immigration 10 years ago.
I mean, he all of a sudden thinks that Tulsi's a Syrian puppet when, like, 6 years ago he didn't. In fact, he said the opposite.
Yeah, he said she's the most patriotic person he ever met. That's what he said. I mean, she stuck her neck out for Bernie, and that's how he repaid her. So.
And then because she's nominated by Trump, oh, she's a Syrian puppet.
All right, American Nerd for 10. Rap, I'm looking up an article on Wikipedia about the so-called second term curse, and one of the main reasons for that seems to be the economy was not as strong as it was during the first term. Well, because it goes in cycles. So, Christopher Gooden has been a member for 7 months. Thank you so much. Frankie Jr. for 2. As long as it's fixed by 2026, no one will care. And that's what I'll argue. If we fix the economy by 2026, I don't think people would care that much. I mean, and I'm not talking about, oh yeah, do what Biden did and spend 50 trillion and then, that fixes the economy. No, if he actually brings jobs back, like good high-paying jobs, would anyone really care about the economy being bad in 2025 if it's good by 26? Well, honestly, would the average voter care that much?
They might, and the reason that what I would do, like I said, I'm still preparing for the worst. I'm preparing for it, and to me, I'm thinking through like what kind of rhetoric we use in the situation where the economy is not as good as we want it to be. And honestly, it really is. It's just like, look, Biden's admin, endless spending. Trump's admin. By the time we get to the midterms, the 2026 budget theoretically is going to have all of these cuts in it and reforms. And we're going to look, listen, they're trying to responsibly handle this awful budget and deficit they were given. And so that I think that's the main thing, is that we have to compare and contrast which administration, which government is trying to be fiscally responsible, which one threw gold bars off the Titanic, and I think that's the comparison you make.
All right. Jacob Hawley for 10. Still consider myself a progressive populist who's a Bernie bro. Sonny Bethany and Kiss Reigns. Last good one is Rokana. I think it was one of the only Democrats to clap at Trump's address. Yeah, I just wish he would be more honest. Like, I like Rokana, but dude, stop betting the knee to your party, dude. Stop it. But all right. So hold up. Meanwhile, Tulsi was 100% right at Syria. Yeah. Speaking of Syria, we gotta talk about that shit show.
Yeah, Well, we warned you what happened.
Yeah. Who would have thought getting rid of Assad was a bad idea? I'm not even saying he's a good guy, but like, was anyone really shocked that? I mean, it was a little bit faster than I thought it was going to happen. But seriously, this is what you replace Assad for?
A secular leader in the Middle East, it usually ends up with Christians or another ethnic, like religious minority getting
Slaughtered.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't show the videos because A, Twitter's down, and B, it's just, I can't show it for obvious reasons. But it's like, these radicals are going to like Christians and like they're beheading them and stuff. It's like, wait, what are we doing here?
This is why democracy doesn't work in these places, because they overthrow because they want we need to have a popularly supported government. What do you think the popular supported ideologies are in these Islamic countries?
Did we not?
Yeah, real.
Did we not learn from Afghanistan and Iraq why this is a bad idea? Why the hell did we do this? And yeah, we did it, by the way. It's coming out that, yeah, we actually helped overthrow Assad. What a great idea, by the way. What an ingenious idea. Now, you got a couple thousand people dead right now, and they're going to kill all the Christians. They're going to kill all of them. Good freaking job. Just unbelievable. But it's like, I remember we were saying this back in December, right? Was that when Assad got thrown out? December?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember we were warning everybody, hey, give it a couple months or a couple years and see what happens. And, well, you replace Assad, who, again, he's not a good, I'm not saying he's a good guy, but it's like, he doesn't do stuff like this.
Like, they fucked up so bad last night that even a certain Middle Eastern country that was very angry at Assad is calling for government change now on Twitter.
Which country?
A certain country that really didn't like Assad.
Israel?
Yeah.
They actually called for it?
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to like insinuate.
Well, no, I mean, it's like you could say it's like it's a foreign policy.
Well, I think that's the important thing. I think Israel, whether they care or not, absolutely needs to be on the sides of the persecuted minorities if they want to save face in the Western sphere. But there's that. I'm glad that they're calling for regime change, and it's also probably just due to their personal interest. They probably just really want a more stable government above them.
Yeah. But you open the can of worms now, and you're probably gonna get like a second version of ISIS. That's what's gonna happen.
Possible.
I mean,
former ISIS people are literally in charge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now.
Like that, they're just making a new version of ISIS in Syria. So, go ask Libya how overthrowing their leader. Yeah, remember Libya? We bombed the shit out of the guy, and look what happened. Now the slave trade is back. Good job. That's what happened. They literally brought back the slave trade. So, great job. Great job.
Great job.
Let's see here. Sounds like a Middle Eastern problem, not an American problem. Yeah, but like, innocents are getting slaughtered. We're not talking about like, oh yeah, it's nothing's happening. It's like literally people are getting slaughtered left and right. And we overthrew the government. Well, did we do it directly or did we do it indirectly?
So your tax dollars went to this.
Probably. They probably did. Let's see. Thanks, Obama. Yeah, Obama and Bush. Thank you very much for the shithole. The shitfest in the Middle East. We need a correction. Yeah, over 1,300 Christians are dead. Holy shit. 1,300 already? Jeez. Thanks, Obama. Yeah, so the question is, how bad is this going to get for the people over there? Like, honestly. Is it going to, like, be a one-day thing that it stops, or it's like, no, they actually start, like, genociding people? That's, at this point, we gotta talk like that, because that's, yeah, not good. Anyways, why did they want to overthrow every government leader in the Middle East? Because they wanted to spread their bullshit democracy idea, which, okay, yeah, it works in the West, but is there a single democratic country in the Middle East that's stable? Is
Israel.
there?
I mean, some would probably say Israel, but
Israel, before the October 7th stuff, they had elections every 5 minutes. Their government collapsed every 5 seconds. So I wouldn't really call that stable. They just kept collapsing.
Well, at least they have elections.
Oh yeah, so did Iraq. How did that go? And Afghanistan. Yeah,
Israel's our greatest ally.
Yeah, Israel's like, yeah, Israel's most stable, but it's like they still collapse every other week. Their government's never stable. They have like 100 parties. They each get like one seat. They can't do anything.
To be fair, counterpoint to that is the Netherlands has like the exact same.
Yeah, but
issue.
it's like Israel's more unstable.
Mm, I guess the United Arab Emirates is kind of stable as well.
Yeah, but like you got
They're
Jordan, which
not
is
a
a monarchy.
democracy, though.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
they're
they're not even a
stable,
democracy
but
though.
like they're not a
They're
democracy.
a monarchy. Like, yeah, Saudi Arabia is pretty stable too, but these are like monarchies.
That's the
Like,
point. That region wants strong men. They want people like Saddam Hussein. That's who they want. And you replace them and you get this power vacuum, and well, the radicals always win. Every time. Middle Eastern democracy is literally Bahath. How do you say Barath versus Sharia? Yeah, basically.
Ba'athist.
Yeah.
I think it's Ba'athist, I
Yeah,
believe.
it's always one of those two sides. It's like, oh, you're
It's
screwed either way.
Ba'athist versus like ISIS affiliates, and we side with the ISIS affiliates.
Oh my gosh, because they promised democracy. Yeah, democracy killing people. That's what they say. It's like, yeah, we want
And
popular
they want this
sovereignty.
as an excuse to just go back and stay in these countries for many, many years.
All right, Jacob Holly for 10. If we hadn't messed up with Libya and Syria, they would have slowly shifted to a democracy, a flawed one, but still more democratic than before. Syria, I think, will actually go the way of Oman or UAE.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. But it's like,
You never know. I wouldn't rule out like Assad's forces like doing something.
they may just come back and just take it or something. We'll see.
I could see them getting at least control of like a few of the regions, like on the coast. Like I could see them setting up like a
Is it
state.
with the stuff's happening at? All the killings?
Yeah.
They might. They might just roll up and say, we're done. And like the Russians pull up too. We'll see. Again, it's like I don't know. This whole thing's just a shit show. But this is what happens. Don't overthrow regimes in the Middle East. Yes, it worked in like Central and South America. It worked there, but it doesn't work in the Middle East. It has never worked. Wait, why couldn't we just stop the fighting and get along with the Middle East? Well, guys, you're talking about...
Why can't everybody get in a circle, hold hands, and sing Kumbaya? Why can't we just... Why can't you... Like, well, let's just play John Lennon and just,
No, to quote Trump, I just want to stop the world from killing itself,
Yeah. All right, American Nerd for... Oh, sorry.
There's no Arabs. I'm sorry.
Oh, gosh. American Nerd for 2. Democracy in the Middle East is like 90s Russia. It's worse than that. Way worse. I mean, at least 90s Russia, it was, unstable, but it was still there. The Middle East, it's like, yeah, you have ISIS that controls half the shit now. It's like, yeah, that's a good thing. Not a good thing, I should say. Oops. All right.
Freudian slip right there, Rob.
Oh, gosh. They're already running the Russian base in Lebanon. Who's running there? Like, Assad's people? Or are you talking about the Christians? Well, that's one thing. It's like, I don't know. We'll see. Where stocks dropping? Tariffs because the market's correcting right now. Not good. Not good, but it was bound to happen.
I generally am starting to wonder if there's actually truth to Elon Musk shutting down Twitter because of recession talk.
Listen, you might be onto something. Excuse me. Chances raising for 2. U.S. Senate / cabinet is an oligarchy, Bernie. What?
Because you notice that right when Twitter starts to work again, it immediately goes back down. And it sounds like it probably has no signs of going back up.
Let's see here. And let's try to refresh, and nothing. Wow, thank you, Twitter.
It's over.
It's over. Let's see here. Middle Eastern democracy is an oxymoron. Yeah, outside of Israel, has there ever been a stable democracy in the Middle East? Has there? Again, Israel's like barely.
Well, Iran was technically a monarchy, but
which one? What do you say?
Iran was technically a monarchy, but
Iran's freaking shit. I don't know. Iran is like.
Under the Shah.
Yeah, and Iran has like stupid election system. It's like that's just bullshit. Yeah, I'm talking about an actual like Western democracy. Not like, oh yeah, Iraq has elections, but it's like Saddam Hussein got 99%. No, Iraq is a dump. No. Base monarchy. Well, it's like, that's the only type of regimes that work in the Middle East. Authoritarians. That's the only regime that works in the Middle East. You notice how they did, again, they always had problems, but they were way more stable than Saddam Hussein than them. Way more stable. Alright. Do you think China attacks Taiwan under Trump? No. I don't think they will. We'll see.
China's never gonna attack Taiwan. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
If they would have done under Biden, but they're not. Clearly not going to do it. So, the only time the Middle East was stable was under the Roman Empire and maybe the British Empire. Yeah, the British Empire. Yeah, that's about it. All right. American Narrative for 3. Isn't Egypt kind of a Middle Eastern democracy? I wouldn't really call Egypt a democracy, but. Anyways, we have terrible foreign policy concerning the Middle East. I wouldn't be surprised if Russia and Israel need to intervene in Syria. It's going to happen, I think. You're probably going to see Russia and Israel work together. Can you imagine that happening where it's like Russia works with Israel to like clean up Syria? Oh my gosh, the conspiracies from that.
Well, I mean, the conspiracies just come from people who are too stupid to understand international relations. Like Russia and Israel. Like, there's like these people that are part of the third worldist crowd that pretend they have a bad relationship, but in fact, actually, Russia and Israel have one of the most stable relationships in terms of that region. And just because Russia has a relationship with Iran, people think, oh, they must hate Israel. No. Israel and Russia get along fine. They could easily do something together in Syria. It's not.
Also, too, Russia
even-
does have a large Jewish population too. That probably
They do.
Really? They
that's another
do?
reason. Yeah.
They do.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Jacob Holly for 5. Technically, Tunisia, Morocco is a stable constitutional monarchy, and you have Malta, which is a democracy, Semitic nation, descendants of Islamic Sicily. Well, like those, when you get to like Morocco and stuff, yeah, that's kind of the region, but not really. That's North Africa, so. If it was Egypt, okay, but Morocco, nah. That's on the other side of Africa, so. Did you see JD Vance memed himself? Listen, can I be honest? I don't like the memes of Vance. I've gotten sick of it already. Listen, I understand like it was funny at first, but I think it's annoying now. There, I said it. Boo me all you want, I'm right. I think the memes are kind of mid. Anyways, so have spheres of interest. Well, yeah, that's the whole point. It's like, yeah, countries are supposed to have spheres of influence and stuff. We kind of got rid of that. And, that's what caused the Ukrainian war, so. All right. Aren't Russia and the U.S. doing a joint response to the genocide in Syria? Are they?
I wouldn't.
Yeah, in case you didn't know too, there's actually a Jewish autonomous oblast within Russia. So like
Really?
they have one. Yeah,
Yes.
on the border with China in Siberia.
What the hell? What?
Yeah. It's literally called the Jewish Autonomous Oblast.
I don't know that.
Yep.
All right.
It was actually funny because, you know, people that were talking about Jewish conspiracies and stuff at the start of the Russian-Ukraine war, like the realists came out of the woodwork and they were like, no, Russia has Jews, Ukraine has Jews, we have Jews. It's Jew versus Jew. You don't understand. No, that was always a funny thing to me when people were just like, which team roster, what color of Jew is fighting alongside you in this war?
I don't get why it's such a big deal. To me, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah,
and
that's
flag,
actually
dude, the
the most
flag
healthy
looks like the
response.
pride flag too.
Are
That's
you?
crazy.
What the hell, bro? What are they cooking in Siberia?
Look, wait, no, I'll send the flag. Give me a sec. Yeah,
All right.
this is the flag.
John Willard for 2. This administration's a disaster. Oh, hey, John Willard's back.
Hey, the Democrats.
This is is this
the
real?
flag. Yes.
This is actually. What the hell is this? It's like the shittiest flag I've ever seen. It's like all they did was get the pride flag and just zoom out. This looks like shit.
This goes hard though.
What?
Their coat of arms goes hard. This is their coat of arms.
That's slightly better. That is slightly better.
Let me see if I can send this tweet that I locked up on. Oh yeah, this is the Florida governor poll here.
Oh my gosh, this is hideous. This sucks. Why is it? What the hell are they
I
cooking in
think it'll be a
Siberia?
semi-close primary. I think Donald's will win, but if Casey runs, it's going to be semi-close.
I don't know, because who's gonna support Casey over Trump? That's what it comes down to.
Well, the difference is that Trump himself is not running. A Trump
Well, I know, but
endorsed
it's basically a Trump versus DeSantis proxy.
Like
So,
it's Trump's technical home state now. He's going to say things about the race, and every single time he says something, his voter base is going to be reminded that Casey DeSantis is not part of the club.
huh.
And yeah, that'll probably get Byron Donalds into a comfortable.
All right. Canada has a new prime minister.
Casey's a rhino. She's a rhino.
Yeah, I
she's
saw
not
that.
gonna be
Canada's
fucked.
fucked. They're fucked.
Carney's gonna get cooked in like a month and a half or so, whenever the election is.
Dude, what's gonna happen is they're gonna elect him because of Trump bad.
It's not going to happen,
Luke,
dude.
I've seen this scenario before.
I've said this before. I actually like talked to people in Canadian politics who like have studied this, and he's not gonna win.
Randy Fine endorsed Donalds. No, it's over.
I will make a video talking about why Taiwan exists if Carney wins.
All right.
Wait,
hey,
so
Twitter's back.
The hammer. So wait, so the hammer of Zion is coming down on Casey DeSantis. She's never going to survive.
It's over. Yeah. Oh shit. It's like, oh gosh, what's gonna happen?
The hammer of Zion,
Yeah, that's
guys.
the one saving grace about Randy Fine is he is the simp destroyer. You got to remember
Dude,
that.
he hates DeSantis. All right.
Wait, who does?
The simp devourer. That's another term you can use.
Who are we talking about?
Randy Fine.
Randy Fine. He hates DeSantis.
Oh yeah, that's why Trump endorsed him.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Jacob Hawley for 10. You'll feed JD's memes and you'll like it. Oh, gosh. And the Jewish Oblast was created by Stalin to decentralize the USSR and show the West he cared about them. Less than 1% of it's Jewish, though. Yeah, that sounds like Stalin. They're like, hey,
apparently Twitter got DDoS this morning.
Oh, that's what happened. I'm not surprised. Probably like, watch me Canada.
Oh, so is there like still some liberals in the government trying to hack it or something?
My guess is like Canada was doing funny things. Chanter Drazik for 5. I wanted one in the chat to respond to this question. Who is worse, John McCain or Mitt Romney? Oh, McCain. Easy.
McCain.
Romney sucked, but at least towards the end, it's like, he might have had an actual change of heart at the end, but I don't know.
Oh, apparently,
like,
I don't know. I think
if
it
you want to
already
know,
happened,
if you want to know
but-
if you want to know if Romney or McCain is worse, just ask yourself which one was in Ukraine overthrowing the government in 2014.
Oh yeah, people gotta look that one up. That's he was sipping like iced tea or something when it was happening.
Dylan Mulvaney was on the view today.
You know it's big when Poster Tubbs comes on. You know.
Hey, Poster Tubbs.
Yeah, what happened? I've missed a lot.
So yeah, we were talking about the economy. Now we have a new poll from Florida, and despite Casey DeSantis having more name recognition, she's down by 4. Why the hell is she gonna run?
Yeah, I don't think she. I think Byron Donalds will win. Yeah, I've actually not paid attention to anything, but like the economy is like kind of crashed short term, right?
Yeah, we're talking about that. It's hopefully it's a correction. That's what Trump is doing. It's like, I would say tank the economy on purpose, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, short term. I mean, somebody predicted, like, Red told me that he thinks, and I kind of agree with him, the economy will kind of tank short term, but it'll be better long term, which I think is better than the other way around.
Yeah, well,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, it's like, that's literally what Trump said. And like, yeah, China thinks like 100 years in advance. We think by quarter. That's what Trump said. And I agree with that. We have to start thinking 100 years in advance.
That's absolutely, no, he's absolutely right. I think there are some criticisms to be had of like Trump so far, but I don't think the economy so far is one of them. Now, if the economy is still bad, like 1 or 2 years from now, then I think it's time to raise alarm bells. But I think this is a short-term thing.
I agree. I think we kind of needed this anyways yeah. Anyways.
Correct for the Brandon administration.
The Brandon administration, oh gosh. SOVN for 27.
Oh, yeah, let's see. By the way, let's see. ICE has detained a pro-Hamas student from Columbia University.
Good, he was freaking enacting terrorist stuff. I don't care. He was literally like trying to start shit. I don't care. Sorry.
Oh, and also Dylan Mulvaney was on The View today.
Oh God. By the way, do you guys see what David Hogg said yesterday or 2 days ago?
What's he been up to?
David Hogg, I gotta pull this up. You can't make this up. SOVN for 27. Yep, U.S. and Russia have asked the UNSC to meet on Syria. Okay, so they're gonna meet on Syria. Good. Cake up for 2. Love that flag. Mario Kart Rainbow Road goated. Oh, that's a reference. Mike for 2. Guess I can't support Donald style. Thanks, Randy. Oh gosh. Superior Carolina for 2. I'd vote Casey over Byron. Byron, yes, still a dissimp. Lol. Why? What does Casey have? Just if you say it's because she's the wife of Ron, fine. But don't say, oh, because Casey's qualified. No. Alright, I gotta pull this up. David Hogg. Alright, Twitter's back. Surely it's not gonna crash again. Alright. Yeah, right here. So David Hogg was at a campaign event in Florida, okay? Alright.
Yeah, his home state. Okay.
Take a guess which district they're targeting.
Oh yeah, the first district.
Let me pull this up. Yep. He said, and I quote, 2 of the most important congressional races in the country right now are happening in Florida 1st and 6th. They're at, oh my gosh.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, they're actually
The more time,
the Democrats.
the more time they spend there, the less time
like
they're spending in the Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's a Wisconsin Supreme Court race next month. What the hell are they doing? Oof.
Yeah, so Democrats in these races have actually raised like millions of dollars.
Oh my gosh.
Like they are legitimately campaigning, like spending money in these races because that's their margin.
Well, was that before the USAID stuff or what? After? When did they raise the money?
After.
Okay. So just
I think it's probably before and after.
Yeah. So they're actually putting money and effort in this race. David Hogg should be promoted chairman of the DNC. They're actually...
Agree.
These dumb... Yeah. Next month is Wisconsin. What the hell are they doing? The Wisconsin race is more important by a country mile. Okay, I'm not going to question it. Let's see here.
I mean, we will probably underperform in these races just because of money, but I mean, that's...
Okay, we win by 20 instead. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah, that's basically literally the only thing that's going to happen.
What a joke.
Farming like everywhere else. I mean, look at California, look at Connecticut, look at...
Like, Democrats spend like $2 million each on these races, and they underperform, and they overperform by like maybe 10 points, and then that's basically it.
Bro, this is just nuts. David Hogg knows what he's doing. Yeah, he does. Surely. Surely he's actually,
Wait. So what's happening with the Supreme Court race? Are the Democrats, like, not raising any money?
They're freaking ignoring it.
Yeah, we're out raising them.
I think Republicans may win it, but it's still like a low turnout election, relatively speaking, in a Midwestern state. So I would say it's a toss-up. But there's a chance Republicans can win it, which, you know, if you compare this to the one 2 years ago, in 2023, I pretty much said that was likely Democrat.
Yeah, I think that the whole race, I was hoping for like Trump voters to vote, but they didn't. Clearly, that's when that really confirmed me that okay, these people are not going to vote without Trump. So, the political demon for 5. I'm a Texan. I can tell you that Hogg isn't intelligent enough to understand that to know that they need conservative Dems in toss-up districts and states to get a majority. Well, they really. Does David Hogg really think that the country's like anti-gun? Does he actually think that?
David Hogg is really
quote
weird.
Him. To quote what he said, I'm politically toxic. You know, no one would ever vote for me in their right mind.
You know, hey, Democrats should promote him again.
Yeah, the weird thing about David Hogg is like all the other like kind of Mark for sparkling kids like Emma Gonzalez, who now goes by X Gonzalez, which is really funny. She changed her name because nowadays in 2025, X Gonzalez sounds like the name of like a a MAGA Twitter account. It's like
It's
X
because
Gonzalez.
she's non-binary now.
Yeah, but I'm saying her name's now X Gonzalez, which is funny because it sounds like the name of a MAGA Twitter account, which is ironic. But
So true.
pretty much most of the March of Our Life kids from like 2018 have like, they're no longer in the public sphere. Yet David Hogg, who is like not even charismatic and is frankly not likable, is like
And he
vice
wasn't
chair of
even there on
PNC.
the day of what happened.
Go
Well,
ahead, Matt.
there's whole conspiracies to that one, but anyways.
No, he was at the school. He was at the school.
I know, but there's
it's
people
still,
that push conspiracies about that one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like
I thought
don't
it was
understand why-
confirmed he wasn't.
I don't know. That's like, I don't know. Some people said he was and some people said he was. I don't know.
I think he was at
whatever.
the school, but not at the building that was attacked. That's what I pretty sure what
I
happened.
remember the first thing he did was run to the media, which was kind of weird. It's like, dude, first thing you do is run to the CNN. Really?
It is weird. I mean, I don't understand why he's still like in the news, like,
No
but
one cares about. It's like no one gives a shit. No one in the real world gives a shit about this guy. But he's always in charge of the DNC.
I wonder if he's still gonna be in the headlines like in like another 7 years. I hope not.
Oh gosh, can you imagine to be the chairman after 2020? It's like, oh, we lose again. We gotta just quadruple down at David Hogg to win 2023 or 2032.
Yeah, because it's racism. But actually, they'll probably fire David Hogg because he's white, and they'll just replace him with a bunch of black people.
No, that he'll become as transgender. They can't fire him. All right, K count for 5. David Hogg. Trump might be playing 8-dimensional Hungry Hippos, but I'm out here playing 12-dimensional Mousetrap Clue to the power of Candyland. Oh gosh, Jake Holly for 2. I guess you could say he's gonna hog wild. Oh gosh, American Nerd for 3.
But also BLM Plaza in DC is gone.
All right, American Nerd for 3. Let them more on David Hogg for the Democrats for 28 and 26. Yeah, he's run the show. Well, he's second in command, I think, right? Yeah, he's vice chair. So, good luck.
Who's the main chair? It's not that guy from Wisconsin,
it's
right?
Ken Martin. They picked the worst possible option. Ken Martin.
Wait, is Ken Martin? He's not from Wisconsin.
Minnesota.
Right?
That's the Minnesota guy. The Wisconsin guy.
Yeah, I don't think that'll work out very well. I think the guy from Wisconsin, while he is overrated, like a lot of people think he's better than he is. Like Ben Winkler or whatever would be better than like Ken Martin for sure.
Literally picked the worst.
He's just gotten lucky. With Wilker, he just got lucky because shipping sucks.
He's kind of like
GOP leadership.
He's like the McDaniel of the Democrats. Like McDaniel got lucky in 2016, but then everyone thought she was like a political genius, and then it turned out she wasn't at all.
All right. Let's see. General Hygiene for 5. There's a quote from Napoleon that does not correct your enemy when they're making a mistake. Yeah, they're making a big mistake, and no one should question them. They're actually doing the right thing here. They're actually picking the right people. So, all right. Ben Wilker was backed by Schumer, Pelosi, and co. Yeah, how the hell did he lose? Did the Democrat Party literally let the lunatics run the party? And now even Chuck Schumer and Pelosi can't stop it.
I don't know. I guess Ken Martin's position of only taking money from good billionaires, won over the crowd,
Yeah, George Soros.
Did he back him?
Yeah.
No, it was just funny. Like he came out and said, "We only want your money if you're a good billionaire."
Which means George Soros.
That's a silly term too. It's like, if I was the Democrats, I'd just be like, yeah, I don't care, give money. It's like they're trying to distinguish between, quote unquote, good and bad billionaires, which is like really, it's very odd messaging, and it doesn't come across the way that it should.
No, they all took a pledge not to take money from Elon Musk, and it's like, I don't think Elon's gonna give you money.
I don't think he's
anyway.
gonna. The funny thing is that Elon was still like, he was still basically apolitical like 3 to 4 years ago, and he just give money to both parties, and like now they just negatively polarized him into being like right wing just because he bought Twitter and brought back Trump. Like that's the crux of it at the end of the day.
Yeah, those dumbasses, they should have never went after SpaceX and Tesla. That's where they fucked up. That's when he said, screw these guys. Why the hell would you go after the richest guy on Earth? That was not a smart move. All right. Don't nominate David Hogg for president. We'd be so owned. Yeah, David Hogg and Jasmine Crockett. That's a ticket. Go ahead. That would be a great ticket. All right. All right. The Dems managed to win R plus 30 Senate in 2018 via Senate race. Wait, what? Oh, guys, that's John Tester. That's a different story. Yeah, was it Tester he's talking about? Yeah, it was. All right. Also, thoughts on the whole debate between permanent spring forward. Oh, the whole shit, the time stuff. What do you guys think about that? Should they get rid of like changing the time and stuff, or what?
As long as Rick Scott made that video and everyone was complaining about the
Well,
flag on his wall.
Yeah, there's a certain flag. I don't know why a senator has that, but
Yeah, well, basically, my personal preference, I would just like us to have normal time and to not do it anymore. It was originally intended for farmers and agriculturalists, and we don't care about them anymore. So change it back to standard time, and just keep it standard time forever. But Rick Scott's bill wants to do the opposite. He wants to make it daylight savings time forever, which I would hate, and I don't want that. So stop it. Get out of your. And so yeah, that's the problem. I don't want it to happen because they have the wrong bill. And it's going the wrong direction, and half of America feels the same as me because it's like a 50-50 issue. Like a lot of people want it changed, but nobody can agree on what they want it changed to. So.
Yeah. All right. What flag did Rick Scott have? The Israeli flag. It was stupid. It's like I don't get why. Like, you can support Israel, but don't freaking have that shit in your office, dude. Come on. I mean, is Rick
Really
Scott...
don't understand.
What?
Really don't understand why they allow foreign flags in like the Capitol. Like,
well, no, didn't like Rick Scott try to pass like a bill to ban foreign flags in Congress?
no, it wasn't him. It was some member of Congress from, I think, Florida. It was not Rick Scott.
Okay. Make it permanent center time. We don't need sunshine at 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. I don't know. My opinion is I don't care.
Rob,
what?
It looks like there's going to be another incumbent left-wing government defeated in Australia.
Really?
The Labour Party is going to probably lose. Which is funny. They apparently have elections every 3 years when it's usually 4 or 5 for most countries. So their last election was in 22, but their one's going to be in May of 25. And the leader of the Liberal Party there, which is like the right-wing party, actually seems pretty good. He's like a national populist, like self-described. So we'll see how he does in Australia.
It was Bernie Moreno actually. Okay, so Bernie Moreno actually did that.
Which... apparently, he just obliterated a deer with his truck.
What?
Wait, what happened?
Tell chat I just obliterated a deer with my truck. Front end grill guard is fine. What the hell is he up to all the time? How does he accomplish this? How?
He's driving in Texas, so
fair enough.
You know.
Fair enough. So he actually like killed a deer. Damn it.
Yeah.
The real Make America Healthy option is standard time as it aligns with high noon. I don't know. Again, I usually not cared that much about the issue.
All right, I believe it is official. So it was an attack.
By whom?
Dark Storm Team. They are a hacking group. Probably a leftist one, I would imagine.
We'll see.
I wonder if they have anything to do with the Anonymous group, because you know Anonymous.
Anyways.
Yeah. There was this lib now, but you know.
Yay or yeet? Yay did. He's in Texas, so.
Yeah, yay did. My bad. Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So listen, that's the average Texan. All right. The concept of success is not having to what? It was attacked by the deer. Oh gosh. At least he gets a free version. What? Probably a pro-Ukraine simping team. Meat is back on the menu. The Liberal Party in Australia is actually right-wing, in case anyone is wondering. Yeah, what's it like? The Liberal Party's like actually right-wing or something in Australia? Can you explain that, Luke? Like, why are they named like that? They're the Liberals, but they're not.
Well, no, because in most of Europe, historically, and like to an extent Australia, historically, like liberalism was seen as a right-wing ideology, and like that just kind of stayed in Australia. Obviously, now liberalism is more identified in Europe with like the center to center left. But in Australia, I guess that never caught on, so they never changed the name. So it's still the Liberal Party. But they're in coalition with a party called the National Party, so it's officially called the Liberal National Party. Or Liberal National Coalition, it's officially called. But it's probably the most right-wing party in the the UK, Canada, and Australia. Like it's probably the most right-wing out of those three. That's probably what I'd say. But yeah, they're a pretty decent party. But yeah, their leader calls himself a right-wing populist, and he's like very anti-immigration. So I think this will be a net positive win.
All right, Mike for 2. The only flag congressman should fly is the American flag. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's just common sense. Don't have a freaking foreign country's flag in your office. Get out.
Musk is saying there's a massive cyber attack on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what he said. We saw that.
Interesting. I thought it was just like a server issue.
I thought it was like Musk just like censoring. It's like, oh god, the economy is crashing. We gotta censor this.
The thing is like, look, I think Elon has done good things, like obviously for the GOP, even though I don't agree with all of his beliefs. But and also I'm glad he brought back free speech and Trump, and now we can criticize like certain politicians or people without getting banned. But like the quality of the way the app is run has declined.
Well, it's like it either works perfectly or just you can't use it for hours.
Like Jack was
I'll take the trade-off.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, fair enough. But like Jack was censorious, but like I never had any issues with like Spaces or the app when he was running it, if that makes any sense. So.
Yeah, no, I have major problems on Android, and I think it's partially because I use a foldable. But like it's just the Android app for the foldable, and I've heard other people that own the same phone I do have this problem where it just like the cache just piles up and never. You have to manually empty the cache like once a day, or else the app crashes 12 times a day. It's like really stupid.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what do you say, John? Say that again.
My app crashes like a dozen times a day, and it'll crash while I'm typing a tweet. It'll crash while I'm browsing. It'll crash while I'm trying to DM someone or a business associate. It just goes to shit, and it's really bad. And I just hate it. It's really annoying.
All right. Let's
Probably
see.
see if this Darkstorm team is on Blue Sky.
Let's see here. Mike for 2. The only flag congressman should fly is American flags. I agree. The creator payout system in X is pretty bad. Yeah, that's another thing. Like X's payout system sucks. I like the idea, but dude, you can't. That's garbage. I want to post videos on Twitter and stuff, so I gotta worry about YouTube, but I can't. It's not worth it. From a financial perspective, it makes no sense. So, shit, we have a new poll. New poll from a very good pollster in TIPP, sponsored by League of Workers, which I think is that's Cortez's group. Yeah, it is. Oh boy, Trump is -5. Hmong Independence -16. Yikes. Yikes. That's bad. That is actually really bad.
I think the problem is one of them, the economy short term isn't going to be good. So he has to, kind of hope it fixes itself within a year. But that's just part of the trade off. I think Trump could be doing more. Like, I know it's only the second month, but the deportation numbers from like ICE haven't been released for a while, and I suspect it's because they're having a lot of administrative difficulties in trying to catch and deport a lot of these illegals. And so I think that may actually diminish the confidence of some of the core base voters and some of the independents who really care about immigration and have been affected by it. I also think stuff like the Epstein file stunt is really
that was freaking stupid.
Like that was really stupid, and I didn't expect much, but I mean, inviting like every Twitter Blue or X Blue subscriber to the White House and giving them like stuff we already know for a photo shoot, that was really terrible. So yeah, stuff like that. But yeah.
All right.
I'll
Lord
say
Ryan.
too, looking at this tweet, the top reply is from Sad Pepe, and he's leaning towards disapprove because his crypto and stock portfolio is nosedived. That's very unfortunate.
I'm sure that represents the median voter.
Yeah, Trump has lost Sad Pepe,
Yeah, and
dude.
the
It's over.
weird thing is, like, you look at Trump's approval according to RCP, it hasn't changed. I just saw the tweet that John sent.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, it's just one poll.
Steady in the aggregate. It's been holding steady in the aggregate.
It's
strange.
Just that poll. I don't know. Was it? I don't know what outlet it was, but it's just one poll. But there are like Biden. Like, I'm not comparing Trump to Biden because I think Biden was fundamentally a very different president. But Biden's approvals didn't like collapse until Afghanistan, which was in August of 2021. And the thing with Trump is, I don't think Trump will have an Afghanistan-like event. And I think, unlike Biden, his economy is actually good for American citizens. Like, if you saw that jobs report, where actually, like, American citizens or people who were born here got, saw an increase in jobs, and all the, foreign-born people, which typically means people on visas or illegal aliens, like, they had, like, a net loss of jobs. I think Trump's economy is actually better for Americans.
Well,
but it is obviously, but at the same time, like, I don't know. There's still some stuff to be kind of concerned about. Like, you can't be too cocky, is all I'm saying.
All right.
Like, Democrats were really cocky in early to mid 2021 until.
I'm gonna say this, that I think just Trump's got to get he's got to get a big policy one. I think that's what he needs. Because, like, I think people support what he's doing, but what I think people are missing is, like, the big splashy thing. Like, hey, end the war in Ukraine, but get us, like, a trade deal or something. That's what I think he needs to get.
People
something.
probably don't really want, people probably support Doge, but don't really want it to be, the only priority.
Yeah, that might be the theory of what's happening here.
I will say, we could see a major deal with China when he goes in April. That could be something.
He left. He joined for a second.
I will say, don't discount that possibility, because he is going to China in April, so that could potentially mean something.
All right, Lord Rhino for 5. Apparently, France tried to pay Candace Owens $4 million to stop her from talking about France's first lady. I don't believe that, but... Mike for 2. Thankfully, we aren't in an election year, so he has time. Yeah, again, I think Trump, he just, Doge is... Here's my take. I think Doge is... People support it. They just don't like all the time spent on it. It's like, oh, that's the only thing he talks about, Doge. Again, it's good stuff, but... Dude, we want, a trade deal. We want, the war in Russia to end.
Yeah, so that's...
RFK
also, the final the hacking group has... Oh.
I think there's a mixed martial arts tournament happening between RFK Jr. and PepsiCo this afternoon, so we might hear something out of that.
Yeah. All right.
Also, the hacking group has ties to pro-Palestine stuff.
Of course.
So yeah, they're very far leftists.
All right. Let's see.
Something else I wanted to pull up. So remember that guy, Sheldon Daniels? This is the candidate going against Jasmine Crockett in the 30th district. I've warned y'all that he would be the next Kim Klacik or
Joe Collins.
That or Marcus Flowers, etc. Well, apparently someone's digging through old tweets of his.
Send it.
Yeah.
What did he say? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is a grifter. Yeah, actual grifter.
Holy crap. Let me pull this up. They'll actually stop when laws get passed to end white privilege, systematic racism, and the war on black people in American society and politics. Stop acting like you can't understand that simple concept while at the same time pretending to be smart. And then what's the other tweet? America has been racist. If it takes a loud, cocky racist in office for y'all to finally wake up with the fact and act on it to improve things, then so be it. I'm an ends justify the means type of guy. Hashtag earn my vote. Man, what a great candidate for Congress.
Yeah, this is some of the Politicrats.
Jesus,
right
come
here.
on.
So where is he running this guy?
Crockett seats.
So we're having two BLM grifters going against each other. I mean, I don't understand why MAGA boomers are obsessed with running their candidate in extremely safe Democratic seats, who turns out to be a grifter anyway.
Is that they just hate the person so much that they'll run people against them.
They want to stop racism. That's what it comes
Oh
down to.
yeah. Also, Sheldon Daniels too reminds people of a certain parody account.
Anyways, Superior Carolina for 2. Candace Owens is so annoying, not funny anymore. Yeah, she's lost it.
He's like,
And,
he's
by
becoming
the way,
like.
those tweets were a quote tweets of this thing that he said, "Only a racist would even be close to be offended by this. If you're a racist, please don't support my campaign."
Bro.
That goes for black races and purple races as well.
That's very
Guys,
weird.
Sheldon, I'm working hard to not support your campaign, Sheldon. Congratulations.
You would think that
also,
people would have.
Rob,
What?
I just got doxxed again. I just got doxxed. Look at this.
Bro, I saw that. Come on. All right.
No, that's true. I remember when you invited me.
Oh gosh. Let's see here. It's because the boomers want to show how Dems are racist. Yeah, it's real.
I assume people learn after like the Kimberly Klacik, I believe, fiasco in 2020, and like everyone was like, "We're not doing this again." And in 2022 and 2024, there weren't any Klasiks, but I think because of people kind of forgetting about Kim Klacik and how many seats he cost us, there are going to be multiple Klasiks against people like Crockett and some other like really annoying Democrats. That's going to be very annoying.
Oh, yeah, speaking of which, as of last night, all right, this is apparently for him to like. Actually, I don't know.
Thank you.
I think it's like I don't know if it's like it was like a fundraising goal or something. I thought it was like for him to get on the debate stage or something. As of last night, he's raised $47,000
Damn.
of a $50,000 goal. I'm guessing he might have reached the goal, but yeah. Now my prediction is that this guy's probably going to raise somewhere between $5 to $10 million.
Great, thank you for the wonderful news. Rap, did you hear about Romania? Yeah, the very democratic country of Romania. Everybody, freaking unbelievable. You throw a guy in jail and then like say, "Oh yeah, he won, but we don't accept it because democracy."
Also, I don't even know when they're gonna have a new election. I wouldn't be surprised if they keep doing the Ukraine thing and just keep pushing it back.
Yeah.
Well, it was supposed
Like
to
they
be
don't even
May.
have a date. I don't think they even have a date. Do they? Did they move it to May?
All I heard was the month, and I heard the month being said was May, and I didn't hear a specific date.
Right. Trump really needs
May
to fix,
4th. That's what it's gonna
let's
be.
see. Trump really needs to fix the economy. I don't want some progressive jackass for president. Again, it's like, yeah, I'm just worried that Trump's got to get a win now. I think he's got to get something. And the war in Ukraine. That's probably the easiest thing.
I think he needs to kind of pick it up on immigration, both legal and illegal. I think illegal is the easier one right now, but he needs to reduce or kind of completely and preferably end like mass legal immigration
just
as
make
well.
the
I
deal
think.
with Eric Prince. Just give him the $20 million or whatever he wants, and then do it. Be done
Yeah,
with it.
privatize it. No, I agree. Privatize it because ICE has too many governmental kind of red tape hurdles and so on, and that's why they're not releasing their deportation numbers. And as for legal immigration, just like listen to Bannon, there's like millions of people on visas who aren't the most qualified doing jobs Americans could easily do. So yeah.
No, remember we got a visa for freaking dog catcher. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. No, it's crazy.
Looks like Rasmussen has Trump as a +3 today.
Okay, Rasmussen's been so consistent. I don't know. This is weird.
I think he's about even. I think it could go up if Trump has a big W. It could go down if things don't work out, though. So you gotta wait.
I like that take. I like the take of like, well, it'll be good if he has a W. If he gets an L, it'll be less good.
Yeah, hard-hitting political analysis.
Yeah, it's like he needs to win now, and his numbers go up. If he loses, he goes down.
It is kind of like
made that the whole show. We're just like, hey, we need more Trump dubs, guy. Channel
it is kind of like I base this off of, and again, not to one with Trump and the Biden admin, but with Biden, it was kind of going nowhere. It was slowly declining, and then Afghanistan happened, and he never recovered. I don't think Trump will have an Afghanistan moment, but if he has like a big L, it'll be really damaging to his presidency. Not as much as Afghanistan, but still.
Oh, you just reminded me. What do you guys think of Lindsey Graham saying that Ukraine could become Trump's Afghanistan if he doesn't send more money?
Dumbass. All right, Lord Rhino for 5. Oh gosh, we got to talk about this. I forgot. Reform UK's in chaos due to Farage not wanting mass deportations, while the party members do, and they kicked the pro-deportation MP out of the party. Yeah, Reform UK's fucked. What the hell?
Oh
They
yeah,
kicked him out? I thought they were just
horrible.
investigating him.
No, they kicked him out.
Yeah,
Rupert
so
Lowe was like the best MP by far. He was the only one
I loved Rupert Lowe, and I think before on this program I said I wanted him to be the leader of Reform UK. Like, at the end of the day, I looked through everything that was posted about this. Rupert, line for line, completely destroyed any of their allegations. The allegations weren't even against him personally. It was against people in his office, like supposedly harassing other people. And it's not even potentially people he hired. It's actually people from like the parliamentary system that were working in his office that had these allegations against them. The investigation from the independent investigator had just started. There was nothing to do, and the independent investigator told Rupert she had no evidence to substantiate anything that was going on. So basically, they're kicking Rupert out of the party for one of his office members who wasn't even probably hired by him being mildly inappropriate to another person. That's the official story, right? That's bullshit, right? But yeah, no, it's because of mass deportations. It's because he was stronger on deportations than the person in charge of immigration and Reform UK. It's just a total mess, and I hate it. I hate
It's basically impossible to be a right-wing nationalist party anywhere in Western Europe solely because of, DH man.
All right, and Twitter's down again.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Damn. All right. Yeah, I mean, Reform UK screw themselves. Now what? What do the people of UK get now? What do they have?
This is what they get. The Tories need to grow a brain, throw a Badenoch, and give Jenrick leadership. That's what
They're
they
not
need
going
to
to
do.
give Jenrick leadership, though. I wish they would. Jenrick is probably to the right of Farage on immigration at this point.
He is. Yeah, that's the point. That's why they got to do
All
that.
Farage had to do was keep his damn mouth shut. That's all he had to do.
I mean, Farage was leading the polls. Like he could have convinced Jenrick and Braverman to join Reform, which would have been pretty good. He could have, probably promoted Lowe more. Instead, he promotes this the stupid like dupe of a chairman. He fires like some of the good people in his party. This is what a British Mutual told me. And yeah, like, I could see Starmer winning again because especially if they keep Badenoch, because Badenoch's completely incompetent. Reform is in chaos. And yeah, I mean, if Starmer wins again, like I don't really like. I don't like saying it's over, but it's probably over for the UK at that point.
All right. UK's finished. Yeah, it's not looking good. Do you see the?
Yeah, they should give Jenrick. I think if the Conservatives see an opening, they might be forced to do that. Because it's from what I've heard, Badenoch's not going to last very long. I think they're getting pissed at her already.
She's worthless.
Like,
why did they pick her?
Badenoch makes Rishi Sunak look like a political genius, and I never thought I'd be saying that.
No, here's what I'll say about Sunak. Sunak, I think if he was prime minister at like a different time, I think he would have done a better job. The problem is he was literally like in there at like the worst possible time, like right after Liz Truss screwed everything up. And like there wasn't much he could do because the party was like killing itself.
Didn't screw up UK. That fucking comment. No, Sunak was basically just this interim prime minister. He was literally there to hand the government over to the socialists. That's all he was there for. He was to hand it over to Labour. That was the only purpose he had in life. I don't know how Rishi Sunak would do in a normal situation, but yeah, he was just a transitionary figure, just to allow time for the Labour to take over the country. That was it.
Because there was at that point, it was basically hopeless for Conservatives to win by that point.
We really don't talk enough about how destructive Boris Johnson was to the UK.
He was
He was probably worse than Tony Blair. Like Tony Blair,
saying something.
like Tony Blair was, bad on a lot of things, but he also, like, to be fair, I don't really want to praise him too much, but he did kind of, the 2000s in Britain were a pretty good time, like late 90s, early to mid 2000s until 07, 08, where the
He was also
financial.
basically a U.S. puppet.
Yeah, he loved Bush. He had a great
Blair was basically Clinton and Bush combined.
Yeah, I don't want to praise Tony Blair, like he did a lot of bad things to the UK, but I mean, at least the economy wasn't collapsing. That's like the absolute bare minimum. Boris Johnson did absolutely nothing but fill Great Britain up with like millions of like he shifted the immigration from like Poles and Hungarians to like Nigerians and Indians for some reason, which I don't think people who voted for Brexit voted for that, but that's what they got.
All right, everybody. So
People of Brexit voted for Polish people. They want Polish people in Britain again. Okay.
All right, everybody. So
Why don't we get all of our news from Truth Social now?
Oh gosh. So I think we're gonna probably end the stream here. Twitter's down.
Boo!
Hopefully I get a video out later today. I might not be able to. We'll see. But Twitter shat the bed big time today.
They're probably not gonna stop until like they get arrested or like drum strike or something. I don't know.
Drumpf.
Is this Iran doing this?
No,
it's a pro-Hamas leftist group that's hacking.
Wait, it is for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, like legitimately pro-Hamas.
Bro.
All right, everybody. So
Yeah, man. Maybe the Elon should hire some better like tech security people. Like you can definitely afford to.
They're hacking into X because Elon's a Nazi or whatever.
All right,
Well,
everybody.
I know, but like I think he could, if he could hire better people, he should be able to stop this.
All right, everybody. So I think it's time we end the stream here. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share it with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. So, video later today about Bernie Sanders, because that whole what a mess, what a freaking mess, that dumbass. But all right, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us at. Stock market not looking too good. Apparently, the market's now in very it's extreme fear territory now, according to an analysis tracker. Oh boy, not good. All right, we'll see you guys next stream, video, wherever you see us at. Godspeed.